The question is, do I give him a chance? Yes, I give him a chance. Will he do it? In my opinion, I don't believe he will, just simply because of what it looks like on the other side of the conference, meaning the AFC and that stack of quarterbacks. I think you're going to have a heated, from start to finish, rivalry amongst all of those guys just competing to be the best in that division, or that conference, which we know they are loaded at the quarterback position. But for Aaron Rodgers, this bodes well for him. Honestly, because he has a group of young guys, he's going to be forced to spread the ball around and utilize everyone. Now, and the reason why I'm giving him a chance is because if he can just take on this approach that, this new mentality, this new way of thinking, this new bravado that he is projecting into the world and letting us all know that he is taking on, then he's going to embrace the growing pains. And that's going to accelerate the growth of these young players and these newcomers. If Sammy Watkins can be any type of version of Sammy Watkins that we even saw with Kansas City at times, in Buffalo, if he can just show glimpses of that from time to time, this can be a very viable offense. But I don't think that they have enough firepower at that receiver position for him to even be in contention. There is a chance because he is Aaron Rodgers and he can make things happen. But when you look at the AFC, Nick, there's too many loaded offenses and too many talented young quarterbacks that can get it done.
So I'm looking at this from a slightly different perspective, which is it's not about his weapons. It's not about what his numbers are going to be. Wilds, I do not think there is anything Aaron Rodgers could do to win this award this year. I think if he had, for the same year he had 2 years ago, 44 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, he's not going to win it. And that's because while MVP in the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball is a regular season award, in the NFL and the NBA, there is, a little postseason aftershock, and you're not going to give a third straight MVP to a guy who has had 2 straight disappointing postseasons. It just flatly won't happen. And so if this is, we're going to do a lot more gambling stuff once the football season actually comes. The first big piece of gambling advice I would give America is do not make this bet. There are 25 guys more likely to win MVP this year than Aaron Rodgers. And that is not because of the loss of Devontae Adams. It's not because I think Aaron Rodgers isn't going to have a good year. It's because the voters are not going to. It's the same thing. I know it's different sports, but that happened to Giannis pre-title. Giannis won back-to-back MVPs, had back-to-back disappointing postseasons. The next year was even better and didn't come close to winning MVP. Why? Because guys are like, are we really going to say this guy again is the best player in the league when the playoffs start, he's not one of the 3 or 4 top guys we would choose? I just don't see it happening. Maybe it's more likely in the NFL because it's fewer voters and you only vote for one name. But I wouldn't just have Herbert, Mahomes, and Allen ahead of Aaron Rodgers. I'd have Lamar ahead of Aaron Rodgers. I would have Brady ahead of Aaron Rodgers. I would have Matt Stafford ahead of Aaron Rodgers. I would have Joe Burrow ahead of Aaron Rodgers. There's a long list of guys I would have ahead of Rodgers because he's won the last 2.
So I understand the idea of voter fatigue when it comes to voting for MVP. At the same time, the voters for NFL MVP have proven and shown that they don't care too much about narratives. Halfway through the season, Aaron Rodgers told Pat McAfee, because of his vaccine, hesitancy, that his chances at MVP were shot, and he laughed at it. Everyone kind of agreed. Fast forward a few months, one guy said he's not voting for Aaron Rodgers because of it, and it was a huge uproar. So I don't know if people are taking into the narrative as much as you think they are. If they do, Greg, I could see the story of this kind of new chapter of Aaron Rodgers' life, where chapter 1, I've got no Devontae Adams. Look at me. I've learned to thrive and make other wide receivers better. Chapter 2, I've got a new relationship with my coach. In this Sports Illustrated article, he talks about that Matt LaFleur has transitioned to a friend, not just a coworker, something that Nick has been trying to unsuccessfully do with me for the last 6 months. Still coworker, buddy. And number 3, it's kind of like this new age spiritual, hey, I'm trying ayahuasca, I'm on Pardon My Take, being funny, I've got a brand new tattoo, which is very intricate. It feels like, hey, it's a new Aaron Rodgers now. He had the entrance, the Nicolas Cage entrance. I think the whole thing is cool. So I could see him getting, if he has a wonderful year, Greg, and I think he would, I could see him getting another shot at MVP specifically because it would feel like he's a new guy because Davante Adams isn't there.
I agree with a lot of that, Wilds. And for me, like Nick, I understand your perspective. I really do. And I agree with some of it for sure, because there is a such thing as like voter fatigue and us becoming, like tired of just handing over the same individual this award, this great award of MVP. However, when I look at Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, while you're hitting it on the hammer on the nail, when you think about Aaron Rodgers and what he has around him right now, it would be very hard. Let me pause really quick. And in my opinion, the foundation is being laid. He's a new individual. His mentality, his approach is completely different. He has more patience with the young guys. I think this is all setting up for him to take more chances, more risks, things that we haven't seen him do at the quarterback position because he was so calculated. He was so spot on as far as accuracy, and he always had the dependability of the guys around him at the skill positions. Now he's going to be back into that role of, you know what, I got to make plays happen. I got to take a chance. And if he can take those chances and they turn out as successful as they possibly can, he has a shot. There is no contention, in my opinion. The only two that really will give him, I have a dark horse. I do have a dark horse, are Matthew Stafford, you mentioned, and Tom Brady in the NFC. My dark horse, Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins.
Oh. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.